amazing music director, musician, storyteller, Adebayo. Hey, I'm waiting to hear from you, Adebayo, based on our discussions. He's one of those influencers that we would love to have on the show as we talk about things. Good to have you on the show. Today, we are throwing the lines open. You can call in and ask anything you want us to discuss, ask your questions, make your contributions. Once again, you can reach us on that number displayed, 01268 411 901. Like I was saying, someone sent in a question. How do you deal with the problem of loneliness, isolation, and singleness, especially if you are single and you are 40, you're 50, 60? I mean, everybody experiences loneliness, but particularly this group of people. You're single, you feel lonely, you're isolated. How do you deal with that? You're struggling to have a life partner at this time. Maybe you're a single parent. How do you cope? Thank you very much, Duna. Good job, you said. It's great to hear from you guys. Thank you for your comments. Send in the questions and the comments. So how do we deal with loneliness? What do you guys think? Give us a call. Let's talk about it. What do you think can be done? That's a good one. Another question someone is asking is, how do we deal with this issue, this monster called capitalism? I mean, how do you balance working, paying bills, especially with the challenges of modern life, the daily struggles? I mean, how do you balance it? How do you have some time for God, for family, the work-life balance? Everybody seems to be trying to take from you. For example, I'm a sole trader, like I shared with us day before yesterday. And so I got in touch with my counsel to say, hey, the government said that there's a package. Apart from the fact that I'm a sole trader, I also run a business, Icontowers, which is a community interest limited company. And they began to tell me things I did not want to hear. Do you know what I found out? Quite a number of people don't have any means of survival. On my way here, I was listening to LBC, and this guy called in and he said, I don't know how I'm going to survive. I'm a sole trader. My wife is a sole trader. I have applied for universal credit, and they said they will get in touch with me after 4 weeks, where we'll do a phone interview. I don't know how I'm going to feed my children. My wife is a sole trader. How do we survive? Even the universal credit, you are still going to have to go through a process. I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe you are like that. Maybe you are out there and you don't know how you're going to survive. You don't know where the next meal is going to come from. You don't know how, because honestly, many of us, our accounts are maxed out. You've maxed out your overdraft. You maxed out your cards. So the radio presenter asked him that, don't you have any savings? And he said, we spent all our savings in the last 3 weeks. How are we going to feed? What are we going to do? To be honest, these are very demanding times. This is not a time of rest. This is a time of serious spiritual violence. The enemy knows the time is short, so the spiritual atmosphere is rough and demanding and challenging. So this is not a time to relax. This is a time to be strong. This is a time to be vigilant. This is a time of heightened discernment. I mean, many of us thought this time will be a time of rest because there's a shutdown. But those of you that have children, it is not a time of rest because you're working on their homework. Some of you are working from home. You are trying to balance the time. You actually now need to be more disciplined than ever. This is a time where we need to focus. You know what I realized? Our dear brother Adebayo says people are struggling and they are concerned about the next 8 weeks. Some people are concerned about the next 8 weeks. What are we going to do? Maybe you are out there and you have an advice you would like to give. What you think we can do to deal with this time? Please send in a comment or give us a call. You can call us on 01268 411 901. But I continue talking. I know that if we don't change our mentality, we might not be able to survive this crucial time. There's something I like to say. If you are a grandfather and you have the mentality of a father, you endanger a whole generation. If you're a grandfather and you think just like a father, have you noticed that grandparents, they are thinking differently than parents? They've achieved a lot in life, so they are not trying to get some goals that a lot of parents are trying to get. They are thinking legacy. They're thinking the future. So they want to think about their grandchildren and see what they can do. That's how we need to think. Think beyond your immediate, what's your 20-year plan? And how do we begin to invest? I remember in December, I quit my job because even though it was a well-paying job, if I was thinking about myself alone, then I could do that job. But I'm running the studio. I have a huge responsibility. People are depending on me. Hey, I can see you, Bumi. Thank you for joining us. I mean, a few more people. Mr. Rooney, great to have you on the show. You know what, Mr. Rooney, give us a call. You took me off guard the other time on your show. Call us on this number and let's talk about this issue. What do we do at this time? I see Mr. Rooney is one of the people who decided to just go live every day and talk about constructive things, talk about issues. That's brilliant. Give us a call on 01268 411 901. Sorry, 01268 411 909. If you want us to talk about these issues, you are live on Facebook. Hey, and we have a second caller. Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, you rose up to the challenge. Mr. Rooney, good morning. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm enjoying your show. Well done.
Thank you very much. We are following after people like you who have, you guys are on the cutting edge of things.
Amazing work that you're doing. I think I may have caught up on the show a little bit later, so just trying to get my heads up on the topic that you're talking about so I can make my contribution.
Lovely. Well, the context is this. We're saying, what do we do? People are worried at this time. People don't know what to do. People have run out of money. Some people are falling through the cracks. People who are sole traders, for example. I'm a sole trader, and I realize that it's as if we are at the back of the queue. Some of us actually need a bit more than the government is offering. Some people are saying go and claim universal credit. Do you have any advice? Number one, what can we do in this time of shutdown? And then number two, people are worried about survival. They've run out of money. What advice do you have for them?
Wow, those are loaded questions. I think for me, though, it's a challenging time for different people. Everyone's got different circumstances. There are those who have been working, have their own business. They've been able to put some money aside, and they're using that to support themselves. There are those who just work from 9 to 5 and leave off their pay slip. So that might be a struggle. And even those who are going on universal credit, the amount they give them doesn't even cover anything anyway. So that's going to take some time to come through. So at the moment, it is a very anxious time for people who are going through these difficult times. There's no two ways around that.
Yeah.
However, based on what the government and the advice and the support that they are given, they have made it very clear that even those who are in rented property cannot be evicted, and that the landlord would have to wait and negotiate with the tenants to come out of this particular time. And number two, if you're hungry for food, that is you can definitely go to the council, definitely go to your local council. There's loads of food banks, loads of voluntary organizations in every borough that can support you and your family all through this period. I think the main thing is the necessities that we need right now. So people should not think of the extra. If you go all those extra things that you pay every month, this is the time to call them and say, listen, I'm going to suspend my payment for the next 3 or 4 months.
Can I share something, Mr. Rooney?
Go ahead.
So, hey, Mr. Ladi Sydney Sani, great to have you on the show. We have a call at the moment, but after this call, feel free to give us a call and make your contributions. I'm sure you have some fantastic ideas on how we can survive this. But let me share my own personal experience with you. I called the council and I told them, and they said, listen, you are not entitled to this, you're not entitled to that. So I'm like, what do I do? And I realized that bottom line, I'm on my own. If I don't do something, I'm on my own. I just wanted to know what they had for businesses. And so years back, when I moved to this country, I did the mistake. I repeat, I did the mistake of listening to the advice of people who said, speak to your council and claim benefit. So I claimed housing benefit. That was, and because I just came to the country, they say you're a citizen, you're entitled to it. So I claimed benefits for a few months while I was job hunting. In the process, because I had a big family, a friend of mine was putting some money in my account to support me.
Okay.
Now, when I got a job and I started working, I called the council. I said, okay, I found a job. Do you know the council decided that I had to pay back every single thing they gave me because a friend of mine was putting some change in my account?
Yeah, well, you can't do that. You can't do that. That's breaking the law. I mean, you have to declare to the council every single penny that you are earning, and based on that,
I wasn't earning it. Yes. And I sent it. They said I was earning. I said, no, he's a friend. They said, no, I was working for him. The argument was not that the money was not declared. The argument was that nobody can put money in your account except, and I said, no, he's a friend. And he put money in.
You were leaving off that money because they've calculated how much you can earn. But going back to the current situation now, I think one of the things that I have noticed is people need to just live on how to get food and feed their family. That's the priority right now.
Yes, but I'm interrupting you because there are loopholes we need to be careful.
Okay.
Why I said that is, for example, they're saying mortgage free. I got in touch with my bank and they said it's not exactly mortgage free, it's going to be with interest.
Yes, it'll be with interest, but the interest is, I think the interest rate has been reduced really, really low.
Drastically, yeah. But
so
those things.
But don't forget that the banks still need to operate. So
I know.
The whole thing is, even if you're asking for 3 months free, you still have to pay back. This is going to be spread across.
That is my point. My point is, it's not necessarily going to work for everyone if you just think that these are not those, they are not giving you anything free. So it might be wise for you to actually, if you can pay now, pay. If not, at the end of this, it's going to increase what you're having to pay. So the point I'm making is we need to be wise and call. I was about to say that.
Can I interrupt you?
Oh, yes, sure.
I mean, just to put a twist to this whole thing.
Yeah.
The question has to be asked, why did you allow yourself to be completely broke when you had all this time you've been living your life? Why have you not been able to put something together for the raining day?
Okay. My dear friend.
That's the question you should ask some of your listeners so that they can.
This is the question I'm asking.
Controversy, but
yes.
It's a bit concerning.
Okay.
You got families leaving and you don't have £10 or something to fall back on. That's where the concern is.
Okay. Our caller here.
Other viewers so they can contribute. I know a lot of people are going to blast me for that, but
yeah. Let me respond. While our caller here is saying that, how come you don't have any savings? That now that you are in a challenging situation, there should have been something for you to fall on. What do you guys think about that?
Thanks for having me, big man. Have a great show.
Great to have you. Thank you for calling. The lines are now open. Our caller has called in. His name is Rooney, and he said, well, you should have had some saving. I don't know about you, but if you are working honestly, you have all sorts of bills you are paying. Sometimes you don't even have enough to go beyond a month. I don't know if there are people out there who are struggling with this reality. You've been I remember there was a time in my life, I was keeping 3 jobs. I was working so hard. I was keeping 3 jobs. Well, another call is coming in. Hello, welcome to Live at Icontowers. Can you hear us? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, we can hear you loud and clear. Who is calling, please?
This is Sydney.
Hey, Sir Sydney, good to see you.
Nice to talk to you.
You are live on Icontowers. Can you share with us your comments and your thoughts?
Yeah, I just wanted to share, the last caller, I do appreciate some people can have substantial savings.
Yes.
But one of the things I also realized is that how long does it take for you to go through your savings? I understand. Yeah, how long will it take for you to go through your savings? The one thing I realized is that as a person, as a normal person working in the UK,
Yes.
you've been there, yeah, Pastor Fred.
Oh, trust
One of
me.
the worst things is to have just one source of income. It's never a good thing to have one source of income.
Mm.
You know me. I mean, apart from publishing and lecturing, I also I recently added a third source of income, which bailed me out. I went for a training as a financial advisor. Now I have 3 sources of income. But guess what? Just a few weeks after I've qualified, it was this third source of income that actually bailed me out.
Wow.
And what was my reason for going into it? I'm a preacher of the gospel. I want to be more flexible. More doors are opening around the world for me to preach the gospel.
Just a moment, sir. I want to make sure that our viewers are hearing us clearly. So please send me messages if we're loud and clear and you can hear our caller. He has just said that he's a minister of God, but he's also a financial advisor and is also getting involved in several sources of income to balance. Please just confirm that you can hear me clearly and you can hear our caller clearly. Please go on, sir.
Yes, so what I did was I've added a third source of income because here I am, I'm a minister of the gospel. Just like 2 or 3 weeks before this thing went all crazy, my son and I went for a training week and I went to teach in a church in Germany, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I paid my way, paid for the hotel, flew in, and then we drove out with some friends. But the reason why I needed to have another extra source of income was because the doors were opening, and most of the time as a minister, you pay your way. I don't mind doing that. So one of the things I discovered is that right now, it's the other sources of income that I have that's actually helping me. And so one of the things going forward that we should look at. I mean, you're an example. You had a job for a while that you just quit, but you also were running a studio, and you were probably also doing some gigs in the weekend.
Yep.
So it's something that we should look at. It's the worst thing. And my wife is also an eBay seller. She's also a qualified counselor. She's also a support worker. But guess what? It's not as if it's putting a strain on the family. I think we're not. These are things we can do on the phone or things that we can drive around and do. So these are the things that we should be looking at. But my whole reason for having extra income was because I wanted to be free. I should have gone to Ukraine. I should have flown to the U.S. before this thing was shut down. But look, you know how the ticket is. U.S. is maybe 400, 500 pounds.
Yes.
Traveling around Europe is a bit cheaper, but you still have to shell out the money and to do these things. So these are some of these things that will help people going forward. The worst thing you want to do is have one source of income. It is such an annoying thing to do because you have one place that you can make money. Guess what? If they shut that place, somebody shuts that place down. It will take you a while.
Thank you so much. Great to have you on the show. Wow. That was I don't even know what to call him now, because he's a minister of God, but like you heard, he's a trader, he's a public speaker, he's an author, he does so many things, and his advice to us at this time of crisis is to explore different sources of income. He was saying I'm an example. To be honest, even though I pastor a church, but if I am to attempt to feed and take care of my family from the church, then I'm in trouble. Do you understand what I'm saying? Even if it was a bigger church, so I've had to do all sorts. When I came to this country, about 12 years back, I have done it all. I've done security work. I've managed 2 or 3 bookshops. Like I said, there was a time I was doing 3 jobs. I remember once, feel free, our lines are open again if you want to contribute to this interesting conversation. 01268 411 909. Like I said, I was doing 3 jobs, and I also had the children. And I could not even afford to pay for care, so the best I could do was after school club, and after my horrible experience with the council where they kind of penalized me for someone helping, And someone is suggesting that what they should have done was they should have calculated the difference between the benefit and the gift funds. But they were inflicting, injury. And I said, but you see the account. So the person actually wrote a letter to say, no, he's my friend. And they said, well, you were working for him. I should have declared it as work. I said, no, I was not working for him. I cannot lie because I'm receiving something. It's a gift, and I'll call it a gift because it's a gift. But anyway, that's talk for another time. But while I had that bad experience, I decided I would never in my life again go for support like that. I would never go on credits, universal credit or housing benefits. I'd just trust God and live, because it was such a demeaning experience to be questioned and called a fraud. They didn't say it exactly that way, but they said I was being fraudulent because I was working for someone and I did not declare income. And I said, no, he's a friend and he was helping. It's not work. Anyway, so there'll be times when working 3 jobs, during my break, I'll rush to go and pick the children because school has closed, and I would drive past the children's school. I'm rushing to go and pick my children in school, and I'm rushing, and I'm like rushing, and I drive past their school, and I'm like, I'm forgetting something, and I have forgotten the kids I'm going and rushing to go and pick. It happened so many times. Life in the UK can be so stressful that people just cannot balance, Well, somebody is saying here, there's a comment here, it's easy to say people should save, but it takes a huge amount of discipline and sacrifice to go for the key essentials in order to save. However, if you can discipline yourself to save, then it becomes beneficial to both your current and future circumstances. Yes. I don't know if it's like your experience was like mine. Before I had children, before I got married, when it was just me, all my life I've always been able to save huge amounts. When I got married, sorry. Let me just cut that off. Our lines are open again. Forgive me. I'm still learning to balance this. Feel free to call us on 01268411901. We're having a calling today, and we're talking about anything you want us to talk about. I was always able to save, but I could not save as much as I used to save when I had all these bills. And those bills are so consistent. The bills are coming, and the amount of work I was doing at the end of the month, everything was going into paying bills. So honestly, I don't know if you are like me. I struggled. I really struggled. A friend of mine called me recently and he said, brother, it's been a challenging time. And I said, yeah, for all of us. But that is why we need to trust God. That is why we need to look to our rock. He is the one who is our provider. The system is falling. We have broken the system. All these promises the government is making, do you think they can actually pay for everything? Do you think they can actually take care of everything? The scripture says that the Lord is our rock. They that trust in the Lord shall not be moved. They that put their trust in the Lord are like Mount Zion. They will not be removed. Some may trust in horses. Some may trust in chariots. I will trust in the name of our God. Well, we will continue with the show while we give people an opportunity to call in. Something is going to be happening this coming Sunday, and I would like to share that with us.
Sanctify his people. He will always set apart his people. This is the time when distinction has to happen. The things that can be shaken, and we need the word right now more than ever before. More than ever before.
Welcome back to Live at Icontowers. So this Sunday is going to be a wonderful time as different people are hooking up. We are going to be having a combined online service. We have Chapel Coventry, the Capital Assembly, Abuja, Champions Assembly, Mina, Jubilee Christian Center, Makurdi, Grace Community Church, Manchester, Spirit Life Missions, Basildon. We are all going to be hooking up and having a wonderful time. So please check out the online global super service as we all hook up. Bishop Bob Alonge will be hosting that event. It's going to be awesome. So let's get on with it. Someone has commented. Thank you for those of you who are dropping your comments. Let me scroll through. You can check us out online on YouTube, on Facebook. We are live on all these platforms. It's very, very encouraging. Yesterday, one of our sponsors sent me this e-flyer, and I was so grateful for it. You know, you can join us online live Monday to Saturday, every single day. We're coming live, and we have introduced this aspect of it just today, where people can call in and make their comments and let's know what you think about the show as we're moving on. So, like I was saying, I was about to read some comments. Adebayo is saying, you are a great example of what a new generation pastor should be. Pastors should find ways to create wealth and inspire their congregation into this wealth so that together the gospel can be taken to the ends of the earth. I agree that we should create wealth. I agree that is our assignment to be a blessing. The Lord has blessed us, so we'll be a blessing. And I found out that just by paying my bills and just taking care of myself is not enough. You know, if I was thinking about myself, I'm comfortable. I could stick with a job that pays me enough to pay my mortgage, take care of my family. But if I'm thinking about my community, if I'm thinking about souls, if I'm thinking about cutting edge issues, you know, if I'm thinking about moving supplies to a place like Nigeria where there are terror attacks taking place. By the way, just 2 days back, another attack took place in Plateau State, and it's something I'm passionate about. While all of us are chilling at home, there are some people in northern Nigeria where Fulani Islamists are attacking them. Islamic militants and Fulani and Boko Haram are slaughtering them and killing them. I saw some photos this morning. In the last 2 days, attacks have been taking place. Maybe I'll show us some of it, you know, so you realize that this reality is something that people don't want to hear, but people are dealing with it. If I'm thinking about that, then I have to be resourceful. I have to have more than enough. I have to be able to take care of my family, but I also have to be able to respond to issues beyond me, beyond my home, beyond myself. I have to care for those who cannot care for themselves, who cannot speak for themselves. I mean, a woman who was pregnant, 4 months pregnant, they killed her and slaughtered people. I have photos. It's just that those photos are so graphic. I'm talking about 2 days back. That is happening. How do we become a voice for them? How do we speak for them? How do we help them? We need to be resourceful. We need to be socially engaged. How do we deal with social issues? For example, this evening, we are going to be talking about something that came up. I have been warned that I can get quite passionate about this topic, so I'm going to try to behave myself. Yesterday, I was strong on the government, but later on today, we're going to have Ruth Rollins. Hey, Ruth Rollins is watching. Good to see you, Ruth. It will be awesome to have Ruth Rollins live with us as we talk about the recent law that the government secretly put in. And we need to be able to talk about that later on this evening. So she's going to be live with us 7 p.m. today on live at Icontowers. Davidson, good to see you. Oladeji Akin. Well, let me not, even though I'm meant to be a Yoruba man, let me not crucify anybody's name. But Oladeji, good to see you. Animashao Oladimeji, long time no see. It's been such a long time, my brother. It's been many, many years. Thank God for social media. These are guys that we've known many, many years back. You know, Shani, my old-time friend. I mean, we've known since the 80s. Good to see you. Our dear Pastor Raji is in the house. I salute. Good to see you. Pastor Esther is watching. Woo! My goodness, these are some solid guys watching this show today. Please feel free to share your comments about what we're talking about. How do we survive this time of shutdown and social distancing? How do we become productive in the midst of this serious shutdown? You know, hey, Dr. Femi, it was good to have you on the show yesterday. We talked about the people and the health show, and maybe I'll show you a highlight of that one more time. As people are having issues with their health, what can we do that is constructive at this time? Good to have you on the show. You know, all of you, you are welcome to this show. Somebody is saying here, and I believe is Oladimeji, we need to form a legal aid department, mop up lawyers amongst us to fight these things. Yes, by the way, Christian Legal Center, let me see if I can bring that up very quickly. Based on what has happened, what they did was, let me see if I can quickly bring that up. That's exactly what this wonderful organization has done. And I'm going to be bringing a video to us this evening from them. Christian Legal Center have actually launched a legal challenge against the government because they believe it's anti-democratic what they have done to sign in such a law on abortion after promising that they were not going to do that. And we want to support them with our prayers and encourage them. It's good we have bold people and people who know what is happening that would engage the government when it comes to ungodly laws. We are praying and we are saying, Lord, heal our land. That's what we're praying. All over the globe, people are saying, Father, have mercy. How can we be praying and say, Lord, have mercy, heal our land, but we don't want to turn from our wicked ways? We want to continue in our rebellion. We want to continue killing the innocent. We want to continue shedding innocent blood. For example, what is happening in northern Nigeria where they are killing, and the government, honestly, are not proactive enough. They go into communities. As we are speaking, people are being slaughtered in northern Nigeria. And have you heard about it? Except on certain platforms like this where we highlight such things. This issue of abortion, for example, how come we cannot hear it on the news? They are doing it secretly. So like my brother said, it's very important that we have groups like Christian Concern who will rise up and speak and stand for the right of the unborn child. I think that is very, very powerful. Thank you for joining us. Please, you can call us. Let me see if I can bring up the phone lines again. And you can feel free to call us. We are receiving calls today. That's the whole idea today. We want to get interactive. So feel free. You can reach out and speak to us on this line, 01268 411 909. Call us. Let's know what you think about these issues. Thank you very much so far for those of you that have made powerful contributions. One of our callers suggested that you have multiple incomes. People did not know. While I was busy pastoring in northern Nigeria, and we had a church that, we had vibrant youth. Sometimes we'll have programs, we'll have hundreds. The whole place is packed. But what those young people did not know is that sometimes before, early in the morning, I'll take my car and drive to another state. I remember once I would take my small car, and that car was an old antique of a car, and I would use my car and pick up passengers, drive to a place called Bauchi. I remember once I drove to Bauchi, came back, I drove to Kaduna, I drove to Kanu, then I'll drive back and then take a shower and then turn up in church. And people think that we're making money from church. Are you kidding me? It was a lot of work. Very lonely, difficult, challenging work. Sometimes we didn't have food and we could not even tell people, and we'll still stand up and we'll speak faith. So when people just get up and abuse pastors I'm like, you guys have no idea. Pastoring can be one of the most lonely jobs, but God shows up for you. But I tell you, if you're not hardworking, if you're not disciplined, my goodness. I remember times when, even before I was able to get a car, I remember literally in Nigeria, we call it Okada. I was an Okada driver. I had a Vespa where in the night I would drive the Vespa and I would go and carry passengers so that I can feed, And can you imagine me doing that? Yes. So when I came to this country, it was no big deal to do security work, to do all sorts of things. But because I wanted my family to join me, a friend of mine advised me. She said, listen, the amount you are earning with all of these jobs would not pay for you to bring your family in. I remember I was staying in a one-bedroom apartment. In fact, just not a apartment, one bedroom. I was staying in a house that someone was giving me at a discounted rate. And I was told that for my family to join me, I needed to move into a 4-bedroom house. My goodness. So I was paying roughly about £100. And then I needed to pay £1,600. So immediately the reality dawned on me that I could not continue doing all those jobs. And that's when I did some security job, then I did admin work, then I took on 3 jobs. I almost killed myself. Then I decided, okay, it is better I choose a job that would bring in enough, and then I have 1 or 2 other incomes. while I was still busy doing ministry, while I was still busy creating content. And that's how I began to do production here and all sorts. And the rest is history. It is still a journey of faith where we have to trust God for work and to maximize the opportunities. Wow. More of you are dropping comments. Christian Concern has been the only legal voice for many in the UK. Yes, Christian Concern has been a major voice, a prominent voice. There are other voices, that are speaking. They're not many, but Christian Concern, and I can vouch for Christian Concern simply because I worked with Christian Concern for 6 years. And honestly, people have no idea the amount of sacrifice it takes to run such an organization where they are offering legal services for free for victims and people who are being persecuted because of their faith. There's a dear brother, Manima Shao was like, I'm a witness to your suffering in Christ in just. Well, we might call that suffering, but the truth is there are people who right now are losing their lives just for being Christians in northern Nigeria, in Maiduguri. So really, whatever sufferings that we went through and struggles we went through was just part of the training. God trains us, and we need that training. That's why today, well, we have another caller. Hello?
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning. You are live on Icontowers. Who is speaking, please?
Sam K. This is K. Dona K.
Hey, K, the producer. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Thank you for the good job that you're doing.
Thank you so much. It's so good to hear from you.
Yes, thank you very much. I just have a couple of points from the point I joined into the program.
Yep.
And I felt that, who knows what could be a lifesaver at this point in time. So let me just call into the team. At the point I joined, I caught in that point of some people being lonely.
Yes.
Yes. Regarding loneliness, for us who are, of the Christian faith, we believe that Christ is with us and in us.
Yes.
So we are never alone. And he even assured us that he will never leave us nor forsake us.
Yes.
And for us, that matters. That is the ultimate. Now, when we put that mindset in us, then it helps us to have a clear mind and approach to things and confidence, so that as we go about our lives, people will look at us, they will not even see loneliness. They see multitudes around us.
Yep.
And from there, we begin to solve problems. From there, we begin to deal with the issues that faces us. And also, I like to say as well that, for us, by engaging in sharing the love of Christ with other people,
that is powerful.
Yeah, from there we will make friends, because when you do that, you are making disciples. So disciples are also your friends. They are also your friends, your brothers and sisters.
Thank you.
And however, you will also make enemies, but don't focus on that, because he said we already overcome.
Wow.
We will have tribulation, but we should cheer up. We have already overcome that. So you can make friends evangelizing.
Thank you.
If you engage in your area of giftings, I don't know what you are, what area of gift you have, use it, engage, you will make friends. And for those of us who are singles, not me actually, but for people who are single, in doing all of these things, you can also come across someone who will eventually become your husband and your wife. So we will not just sit and be moaning that, oh yes, we are lonely.
Thank you. Thank you.
That might also be an opportunity for us to start dealing with some certain personal things that is not making us a good company for others. We need to assess ourselves.
Oh, thank you very much. You're not giving me any, brother. It's enough now. Give us. I was saying thank you in a very English way to try to hint you, but you are just firing on. But thank you for your.
I just want to quickly so that other people can contribute.
Yes.
So we need to reassess ourselves and say, am I even a good company? What are the things that could make a good company to somebody here? Am I lively? Am I funny? Am I good looking? Am I impressive? So we might need to work on all those areas as well, so that we too can attract others. Because you see, loneliness is a two-way thing. If you think you are lonely, somebody is on the other hand.
Okay, Mr. K, I'm going to have to stop you right now, simply because I want to be able to get some of the things you've put in there. But thank you so much for your contribution. I really, really appreciate your call. Thank you, sir.
No problem. All right.
Cheers, man. Our lines are open again. You can reach us on 01268 411 909. Great to have you on the show. We just had a caller who said it really, really is important that you are convinced that Christ would never leave us comfortless. He said, I'll be with you always. He also suggested that we reach out to others. If you are lonely, sometimes it helps to encourage somebody else. In fact, when you are busy reaching out to others, what happens is your own pains and your own challenges begin to pale in comparison when you reach out, He also said, find your gifts, find something that you have a capacity for and deliver. For example, I was complaining bitterly about the news, complaining that all I'm hearing is the coronavirus playlist. Every time, nothing else. And I heard in my heart that you do something about it. You're a content creator. So go online and put a video out there and see whether people will engage. And people are engaging. I mean, already this morning, I'm surprised at the number of people that are watching, even right now. That's amazing. What if I sat back and not do something about it? So use your gifts and then be good company. He also suggested that if you want a friend or you need company, be a good company. Take care of yourself, package yourself. Make sure you find yourself in a place of service and helping. I remember a lady who was a bank manager, and men were completely intimidated. They would not even approach her. Christian lady, top bank manager, hardworking, but she would get no proposals. No guys will look in their direction because men can be intimidated. This woman is earning some serious bucks, and the men will feel, they would say the guy is coming after me because of my money. So men will not approach her. But she joined the church and she began to serve in the maintenance department, where she kept washing the toilet and cleaning and washing the toilet. And one day, a guy just looked at her and saw her washing the toilets, cleaning up, and that attracted. She was the man just said, wow, this woman is just so hardworking. The man had no idea who she was and began to approach her, and one thing led to another. They fell in love, and it was much later on the guy realized that, she's loaded. But that was not the issue. She was applying herself and she was found in a place of service, So work on yourself, package yourself. Make sure that you are at least doing something that would attract. Your aim is just not necessarily to attract people, but present yourself in the best light, I don't know how good an advice that is, but I'm going to go on. I want to thank you for all your comments. I can see more people joining. It's great to have you. My dear cousin Laddie Williams, good to see you. Somebody is saying regarding, and I think it's Adebayo, regarding loneliness, that we find happiness. Regarding loneliness, we find happiness in doing things we love and enjoy. Serving in a community of like-minded people, for example, keeps you company, and your passion would attract others to you. That is powerful. Good to see you again, Victoria. Thank you for all those years where you guys used to come as a band, as a group, and come and sing, Oladimeji is saying, let me just make sure so our lines are still open, 01268 411 901 909. Why do I keep saying 901? The number again is 01268 411 901, or you can actually call me via Messenger on Facebook if you are my friend on Facebook. Oladimeji is saying that I think Christian organization, let me read this first, have not been kingdom minded. If we, this is an epistle. Brother, call us and share your comments, because a few comments are coming in. Let me. Let me even check the time. How long? Whoa, we've been going almost an hour. Wow. I'm going to have to bring this to a close. I was thinking we're just 30 minutes, and more people are joining. More people are dropping their comments. We are live every day apart from Sunday, 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. during this period of shutdown. As much as possible, we'll try to open the lines maybe once or twice a week. But from the look of things, maybe we'll open the line more so many of you can make your contributions. It's easier for me to take your calls than read all the comments out until we can get a team. And because right now where everybody's isolating socially, it's difficult to have a bigger team than just myself in the studio. We're trying to make sure that we stick to the law as much as possible. This is my job, so I'm entitled to actually do this. Welcome back to Live at Icontowers. I harassed him. We've not spoken in many years. Good to see you, Animation.
Good to see you again.
Please, everyone, confirm if
Again, my brother.
this is the first time we are trying to do this in terms of use Messenger Live, but it seems to be working. So if everyone can hear loud and clear, let me know. So let's hear your contributions.
Yeah, I think for this coronavirus period, it should make us review how we do things in the church, because I feel that the church has not been kingdom-minded enough. We are just been building empires, and if we are kingdom-minded, then we should muzzle all the resources at our disposal, the land. I remember when we were in school, they teach us all you need to set up industries, land, labor, and capital. I know we have all of that in church, and if we have we can muzzle up all the forces we have, the workforces we have in church. We have agroeconomics, we have agric experts, we have lawyers, we have people of different profession in the church. I don't think it's time for us to make pastors of them or deacons of them, but to be able to tap into their wealth of wisdom and all the knowledge they have garnered over the years for kingdom purposes. I don't see a reason why churches should not have a plantation, their own bank. I don't see a reason why the church cannot come together, create wealth, and empower our own people. Do you understand? So that we'll create a buffer zone, like a Goshen in the midst of the world, where the people of God will have a righteous alternative to that which is already in the world. I'm happy that you talked about Christian concern, because I've been brooding about the idea as the Holy Spirit implanted in my heart that there's no reason we cannot bring the lawyers we have in the churches together and have a legal aid department, fight for the cause of the righteous. All these unlawful laws, unlawful imprisonments, and unlawful decrees of the world, and we have lawyers who can look at loopholes in the laws and fight for people to be liberated.
Yeah.
Because we're in the world that is lawlessness is creeping in. How do we protect the Christians? We have to use the people we have, the resources at disposition. I don't see why churches should not be able to pull funds together and support such organization like Christian Concern. It's a matter of urgency. We need to start thinking kingdom now.
Wow, thank you.
That's what is needful now. And
Wow.
to support each other. Thank you for having me online. Fred Williams, good talking to you after these years. He was the one who joined me and my wife together, and I love you and your wife. God bless you.
I love you guys.
Never forget you guys. Thank you very
I
much.
love you guys too. And honestly, after the show, let's catch up. Honestly, it's good to hear from you. Thank God for social media that we can hook up again. I remember your wedding. I remember that I shared some very strong things that people felt was a bit controversial. But to be honest, we do need to be. You need to be different. You are unique in yourself.
Built me up. Those things empowered me. Those things fortified me.
Wow. Thank you very much, sir. Good to hear from you. So you're still live on Icontowers. I want to shut down the show, but people do not want me to shut down the show. Instead, I'm told we should go into a commercial break and come back. Our caller just told us right now that we need to diversify. We need to be proactive. We need to go beyond just preaching the word, but begin to encourage not the pulpit, but the pew to go out into the marketplace and to begin to solve issues and create solutions. I'm going to quickly bring us a message from our sponsors, because they have been one of the key people that are helping us to get this show going.
The Prasad's Automotive provides affordable, high-quality after-sales service to Bentley and crew-built Rolls-Royce cars, charging only 60% of main dealer labour rates, facilitating low cost of ownership. We're a team of highly skilled engineers with over 66 years of senior level factory and main dealer expertise. David Prasad was employed at Jack Barclay for over 27 years, from technician, master technician, foreman, workshop controller and warranty administrator, before his final stint as technical manager for over a decade. At the Prasad's Automotive, we have the knowledge, experience and facilities that equip us to deliver excellence and quality to our clients at a personal level. We offer health checks, servicing, diagnostics, air conditioning servicing, four-wheel alignment, pre-purchase inspections, brake repairs, engine removal repairs, mechanical insurance repairs, fleet maintenance, independent dealers mechanical preparation work, leather interior, cornelizing, dent repairs and body repairs for Rolls-Royce and Bentleys. What prompts our customers to buy our service? We have a unique ability to deliver excellent yet affordable 60% of most main dealer hourly rates, service and products with no hidden costs or surprise addition to clients' bill. World-class technical expertise led by Ivor Twiss and David Prasad. Our extensive knowledge of Bentley and crew-built Rolls-Royce diagnostics leads us to quick identification of problems with efficient, effective solutions. Our personal touch to customers' cars. The valet service. What factors help our customers choose us? Confidence in our service, providing an efficient and effective resolution to their problem. Quality of workmanship. Collection and delivery service. Good presentation and excellence of service. Ease of access and safety for their vehicles. No hassle experience. Low prices, below 60% of most main dealer labour rates. Free extras and perks. Customer service and customer care, always prioritising their interest and concerns.
Welcome back to Live at Icontowers. It's great to have you back on today's program. It's you need some information. Well, just check out info@theprasad.co and you can get more information. This guy's amazing. Every single time I've taken my car into the Prasad, the car has come back a new car. Literally, my car gets born again. Literally. I've said so much about these guys. I cannot say too much about them, you know. They're just a wonderful group of people to have. They will just transform your car, literally, you know. So what is Live at Icontowers? Because a few people have asked, what are we trying to do here? Well, one, we want to bring you news items, but from a biblical worldview. Current affairs from a biblical worldview. We also want to bring you motivation, leadership development, career development. We want to talk about wealth creation, like some of the things we've talked about today. Can you imagine? Some of us are struggling. Can you imagine if I did not have other sources of income? Even with the multiple sources of income, it can be very challenging. How do we develop these sources of income? You know, we also want to bring you wholesome entertainment, you know, live performances, ethical and family-friendly comedy. We also want to talk about marriage. We want to talk about family issues, relationship. We want to talk about youth. Yesterday, you know, we were talking about pornography, you know. People were asking about pornography and how do you deal with your sex drive? How do you deal with things like that? As a Christian, can I actually watch certain things? And if I walk, somebody asked the question they asked, let me paraphrase it, as a developer, I've been awarded a contract to build a porn site. Can I go ahead and do that? You know? And I shared my personal story, which I did not finish. And because we run out of time, I cannot finish also. So, but another thing we like to do on this show is we want to have Q&A sessions and debates on burning issues. You know, quite a number of us have asked about homosexuality. We talked about abortion yesterday, and this evening we're going to be talking a bit more about abortion. Current issues that people want to hear about, you know. How do I deal with loneliness, like someone asked. I mean, there are over 100 questions that people have asked. So hopefully we'll be able to like bring in panelists and bring in influencers and bring in people with capacity, people who are in one form or another an authority in what they do. I need to close the show, and what I like to do on every edition is to show us some photos. I told us yesterday and day before that every single episode we will bring to you photos that have been sent in by our viewers. This photo was sent in yesterday by Short Story Photography. Please send in your photos so we can showcase them. Lovely, lovely photos. And by tomorrow, I'm going to run through the photos again like I'm doing today and give people an opportunity. Comments are still coming in concerning the lockdown. We'll continue to have the conversation in the evening. Let's run through these photos very quickly. More photos from Short Story Photography. Lovely photos. Very inspiring to see your creativity. You can send your photos to info@icontowers.net. This was sent in by Dr. Christiana and Emmanuel Stevens. Lovely photos. I just love these kids and I miss them. Lovely photo. This was my best photo, was that yesterday. I just kind of, this is just good to see you, Ernest Rosalind. I noticed Dio logged in and you were watching. Ikobulus, whoa, my classmates from the 80s. Good to see you. Wow, I need to scroll through all of this, you know. Wow. Good to see you. Keep dropping your comments. This was sent in by Snatcher. Lovely photo. Please don't forget, send in your photos. This was my favorite photo 2 days or 3 days back. And thank you for your comments. Thank you for your photos. This was sent in by Carl Nova, who is somebody I'm looking forward to interviewing in a few days' time. You know, lovely photos sent in by Carl Nova. These photos taken with the phone. Incredible photos. Well, you've been watching live at Icontowers. I started 5 days ago this live talk, and I said every day I'm going to bring you 5 to 7 minutes. Yeah, right. I could not do 5 minutes. It went to 30 minutes and now over an hour, and people wanted to go on, but I have to stop. We're going to continue. We have some very interesting guests this evening. You don't want to miss it. So join us 7 p.m. Don't forget, you can send in your adverts. You can send in your promotions. Anyone who wants to promote anything. Am I marketing? Of course I'm marketing. This is an opportunity. This is what I do for a living. Come on. We do production. So you want to advertise something. If it is helpful, if it is ethical, if it is going to build someone's life, and we can partner together, send it in. We already have 2 or 3 sponsors who have begun to like partner with us, and we will be running your promos. The promo you saw by the Prasads, I shot it myself. We film your promos, we do adverts, documentaries, music videos, you know, live conferences, live streaming like this. We also train and we do the Icontowers Film Academy, and we do loads of things. We hire this place out just in case you want to do a meeting. Like sources of income, we talked about that, you know. Now is the time of shutdown, but guess what? You can create content, digital assets that can make a difference in someone's life. See you 7 p.m. live on Icontowers. Send in your comments, info@icontowers.net, and see you at 7 p.m.